Hey Nerdchachos, we made it to episode 5 of Try Not to Suck at Airport CEO. So we've got a half decent airport right now. We're making some money. We've got the basics in place. We've still got quite a lot to do. So let's get straight into it. So in the last episode, we did quite a lot. Actually, we did some research to get some extra facilities. We placed down the toilets and the shopping facilities so that we can start to satisfy our passengers a little bit more. We looked at the de-icing and how that was all working and making sure that was all in place. And then we just did a bit of a general running check just to make sure that everything was okay and making sure that everything is as it should be. So we need to start thinking about expanding. So in terms of our research, we've got the one going on at the moment that we left off at, so the ultimate commercial license. This hopefully should start to lead us to the international side of the airport, and that's when we can then start building and planning our much larger terminal. In the meantime, what I'd like to do is just to have a look at the flight capacity and start to see whether there's any way that we can look at expanding some of these a little bit more. So as you can see, we've got airlines that are still offering us more flights. So we've got 16 available here, we've got 7 available here, 13 here, 14 here. Now some of these maybe, I don't know, because it's I don't know if this is going to stay in place, should I say, when we're going to do international, but for the time being, these are all coming from within the UK. So we've got a lot more capacity, and then if we plan this properly and it does all go horribly wrong later on, we can transfer these into an international zone by planning the terminal effectively, so we can just split them off. So it might actually mean that we're going to be okay when it comes to swapping over to doing international flights. So I think for this episode, we're going to focus on expanding out a little bit this way and start creating the outline of our final terminal, ready for us to do all of the remodeling later on. And we're making plenty of money now, so we're okay in terms of building. We don't need to do anything. But the first thing I do want to do is to upgrade this runway now. So we're going to upgrade that to asphalt. We're going to add the approach lights, and we're going to build the Pappy lights. Purely because this is going to help us with all of these operations when it comes to commercial flights. Now, forgive me, I don't actually know what way these are supposed to face. I would imagine they're supposed to face that way because they face the planes as they come in. And I'm happy to be corrected, and I'm happy to change them if I need to. So for now, let's just go with this way. Like I say, I have got absolutely no idea. I'm purely guessing. Let's just do that. It's close enough. So that's great. Let's also build some extra foundation. So we're going to come. No, actually, let's not do the foundation first. Let's do the stands first. We're going to stick to a true tradition. We're going to keep them grass for now. We're going to upgrade them as part of the bigger project later on. Let's just get the planes in first. And so we had quite a few flights that were on offer. I mean, there's 13, 16. We've got about 25, 30 flights that we could handle. And like I say, I want to be careful with how we do it in terms of expanding because of the international thing. I just don't know. How that's going to pan out. I mean, it's So let's expand by 4. So that's going to give us the capacity to do what? 2, 3, 4, 6 flights a day. Say 5 flights a day. So it's 20 flights. Let's do that. Let's expand there first because I think we're going to need to start thinking about coming around this way actually. So maybe let's not do that. Let's put the one there and one there. This might come back and bite us later. Oh no, let's just do it. It's fine. We're gonna suck at this eventually. So let's build our terminal. And we're going to need to get rid of walls. Going to need doors. So let's go ahead and put our doors on there, on there, on there. Line it up on there, on there, there and there. We're going to need our boarding desks. So there's our self-boarding gates. So I'm going to use those here. I can't use those yet because we need to do the secure zone. I can't do the secure zone until the wall has been demolished. So I'm going to use the self-boarding gates, and I'm also going to expand our checking capacity as well. So what I'd like to do now, do we use the automated ones for those, or do we go for people? No, let's go for people. Let's just keep it consistent. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's 8. 2, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're going to get some more, aren't we? Then let's do 2 more. Great. Okay. Okay. So the other thing that I'm going to want to do as well here is this idea of having a shop and a restaurant the other side of security. And like I say, we're just going to place this temporarily because we know that we're building a much bigger and a much more elaborate terminal later, but we do need the facilities. So just like we did in the last episode, we're going to place out our food room and we're going to place out a shop room like that. See what contracts we can then offer to make sure we've got somebody. So Swift Veg will be okay, and Power will be okay there. And then later on we can start doing more fancy establishments. We can have chained restaurants and start going into the much bigger money generating, money spinning stuff. But for now, let's just do little shops and little things. So how many did Swift Veg want for display fridges? 4. So we've got 4 display fridges there. So we're going to go just like we did before. 1, 2, 3, 4, because I don't know which way around they go. Let's do counters. Let's do 2 counters. And because I'm a little bit lazy, I'm going to copy and paste, spam them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's just do. Oh, let's not do that one actually because they can't get there. No, let's not do that. Let's do these instead. Which way round should we put them? Bit of a freak when it comes to lining them up. Let's just do those. Okay. And now let's go ahead and do our shop. So we're going to put our counter in. Make sure that's the right way. That way. That way? Yeah, that way. We're going to want some shelves. So 1, 2, 3. Should we extend them out? Yeah, let's do those. And then we'll put some more smaller ones here. There we go. Okay, so they should be okay. Let me say what? Oh, they will actually let us do it. They might be better actually because they're higher rated. Okay, so we're good to go. We're good here. We just need to do the taxiway. So we're going to stick to the same principle of keeping it grass, but what we do now need to consider is what we're going to do later on with the terminal. So if we're going to keep this runway open and we're going to extend the terminal this way, we're going to want to start having 2-way taxiways. So rather than making it 5 wide, I'm actually going to make it 10 wide. Sometime in the future we might want to have a gap in the middle, but I think for now they can pass each other. Let's give it a go. let's extend this out here. There we go. So that means now they're going to be able to come in this way and sort of do a clockwise round, or whichever way round we choose, and then they're going to come out and go down the bottom. So that's fine. Let's do that. Okay, cool. So let's bring back our contractors. Deploy. And I think what we should do is do this carefully. So we're going to open a couple of stands just to make sure that we're not going to suddenly overwhelm the airport system. Because the last thing we want to do is run out of things like ramp agents and security staff. We suddenly don't want security to be overwhelmed. What we do need to do is just build the queues for security so that it's not so much of a crush. And we're going to do same check-in. Now this is such an ugly terminal, but it works whilst we're planning our bigger terminal. Go. Another one. Another one. Okay. So looking alright. People can leave, they can go to the toilet, they can buy things. We're built up here, so that's great. So let's go ahead and sign a contract for somebody that will let us. So we said Swift Veg, wasn't it, we were looking at. So let's bring them in and then bottle. Brilliant, okay. Excellent, look at this. So we now need to just extend the secure zone. So let's bring this up this way, out this way. And we also need to remember to do the doors. The doors. There we go. And now, there we go. Okay, so let's do the boarding desks. So like we said, we're going to use the automated one so I can show you how they work and actually how good they are. You can use multiple ones. So on your bigger stands where you're dealing with hundreds of passengers, you don't need just the one. You can do 4 if you want to. I'm going to stick to 1 because we're only dealing with small flights. Bases of the effort, and we're likely to reconfigure all of this later on anyway. So that's fine. There. Let's correct the security zone. Done. Okay. So let's connect stand. Accept it for commercial flights. Not put it to the runway, so that's fine. So let's do that. So that should now be okay. Ding. It's ready. So I'm just going to turn these ones off. Like that, so they don't automatically start scheduling flights. Let's so do this that way, middle that way. It's in the middle, isn't it? 6, 1, 2. Yeah. Okay. That way. Connect them up. And then I'm also going to just allow them to have a cut-through path that way. And then force them to go in a specific direction. And then that way and that way. Looking good. Okay. Right, so we're scheduling flights on this one now. We're not... We're okay. I think. People are having to wait to get through security. You see that in real life, don't you? Don't know if that's. I don't think it's going to start annoying passengers just yet. Ratings wise, passengers are happier with the services that are available. They hate the terminal quality, which we know that. That's fine. We expect that. They're okay with cleanliness. So I mean, the passengers are all right. They're not hating the airport. They're not hating on the airport. And overall, the airport's doing well. And security is struggling because we're not handling baggage at the moment. So That's fine. You would expect that to go. How are we doing from an operations perspective? Are we all right for staff? So we've got enough service agents. Yes, we're okay. Vehicles wise, we're okay as well. What I'm going to do, I'm going to bring in a couple of vehicles, a couple of extra jet tanks, tankers, because we're opening quite a few new stands. So let's get those in ready. We don't need any extra de-icing vehicles, and we don't need any extra of the other ones because they're just general aviation only. So it's looking good. It's looking good. Right, so let's connect these two and think about opening those. Here we go. Commercial. I should do these whilst we're at it. Commercial. Oops. Link them up. There we go. So they're off at the moment, so that's fine, but they are connecting. Great. So we've got a delay. Why are we delayed? What are you waiting for? It's refueling. So I wonder if that's to do with us not having enough tankers here. Look. Let's get rid of our builders. We don't need those. Small stand because it's occupied. Okay. We've got to allow it to delay just this once because it's now fueled and it's about to leave anyway. And we need to keep an eye on that because it's going to start impacting the operations. And because we're in night flights, we never have a point where we don't have any downtime. But we've got 45 minutes between flights, so for the turnaround of smaller flights, that should be okay. I mean, we're dealing with 45 a day, so that's all right. We'll allow that to delay. Okay, so let's now think about this passenger influx a little bit more first. So let's go ahead and build some more bus stops. So one there. Let's put those original ones that we had back in. I think I want to do the same up this way a little bit as well. So if I'm just going to do 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's give it 7. That'll be plenty for now. Road. It's going to come up that way, and we can bring that this way. Put in a crossing, and then bring the path down that way. So that's then going to create the U of our terminal, I think. So we can then have check-in around here, security here, which is then where it's going to split into international at the top, and then local at the bottom. I'm just wondering whether this is going to be too much space, but that's fine because we can fill it with facilities, can't we? So okay. And then okay, so let's a road down here. I want to bring the road across here too. Okay, so parking is fine. Brill. Okay, so we've got some new unlock items. So it looks like the research has finished. So we can now do large air traffic control towers, and we can do airport utility buildings and things. We've unlocked airport lounges as well. This is still delayed. Why are we delayed? We're not. We're just running a bit behind. Okay. Okay, let's have a look at research then. So operations, research, start a new project. Let's have a look then at what do we need. So we're only going to do the one terminal, that's fine. It's a big project, should we just get it out of the way? No. Let's start doing, that's multiple floors. Remote stands we're not really touching at the moment. We don't subway. No, let's do the cabin cleaning. And let's do... Oh, I can't cancel that now. I check if I can. Can I? No, I can't. Let's do medium aircraft. Shouldn't have done cabin cleaning. That was a bad move. But it's fine. Let's get it out of the way. 6. We've got 5 left over. So, actually, if I bring that down to 4, just let that in the background. We've got 6 left over. So let's do upkeep costs, salary reduction. Yeah, okay. Let's do that for now. Right, so bring back builders. They need to do our infrastructure. And how are we doing operationally? We're doing okay for money. Still turning a profit, that's fine. Staff-wise, or vehicle-wise, got enough de-icing trucks, that's fine. Enough fuel trucks, that's fine. Employees-wise, we're starting to run on janitors. Let's bring another janitor in. Because otherwise our airport's going to get dirty. Let's do you, but I don't want you guys in future. Great, okay. So it doesn't look like we're delaying anymore. Supporting, fueling, service. Oh, I'll tell you what we might need. Ramp agents. Now they seem to be okay. Now I'm going to bring a couple in just in case. Ramp agent. No, none of you though. Just bring you in. A couple of service agents as well. Definitely you, not you. Okay, ramp agents. Also, have I got any service technicians? Let's have a look. Yeah, I've got a couple. And it's the service technicians that I can see that fix things in your airport when they go wrong. Okay, so officers, ramp agent, there we go. Oh, we just hired someone horrible, haven't we? Do we do that? Yeah, get rid. There we go. That's the horrible thing. No, don't want you. Change my mind. Okay, looking good. So we've got taxis bringing in. We've got some more buses. So it looks like our public transport's looking a bit better. Got some buses that are coming in. We'll deal with the taxis later. So let's go ahead. Get rid of you guys. Brilliant. So we're okay in check-in. We're okay in security. Our franchises are working. We're not going to hit the targets. It's absolutely not going to happen. We're just too small an airport. But they're there and they're paying us rent, so it's fine. It's down to them to manage that. Flights wise, what we offered. So we've got 5. So they've offered us the maximum. So it's 4. It's 20. You do 20 with Forest Air. Let's go ahead and bring 2 more gates into service. See whether we can schedule some more flights. We're going to start getting to the point where we need to build the larger ATC tower. That's fine. There we go. And there's this forest air ones. That's fine. That's a regular flight. Some other ones that are on offer. UK. There's a lot coming from Northern Ireland. Great. It's from Scotland. Scottish Isle. Cool. Okay. What do they need? So daily. Okay, so that's going to be on a medium stand then, isn't it? It's a medium stand. What's that? No, it's small. Right, okay. Great. So we've got flights planned, but we're delaying again. So why are we... What are we missing? Refueling again. Oh, it's because we've not connected. Oh no. Oh no! Foundation. There we go. No, not foundation. Not foundation. Service road. Better bring the builders back. Yeah, delay. Everybody else on all of the other gates. This is actually one of the things I wish that they did do, and that's standby gates, where if you've got a delay like this, it's not going to have a knock-on effect. You can just allocate other flights to gates you know are working. So like for example, I could have had a load of remote gates down this side with my wasted space that I've got here. That means that because I know these 4 gates aren't actually working because I've messed it up, I can just reschedule flights to hit down here instead, and it doesn't actually impact the gate itself. But it's fine. It is what it is. So hopefully now the fuel can actually get to them. How are we doing research wise? Let's get rid of you. Research wise, we're good here. So now we're going to start doing the Maverick fuel trucks. I think we're going to need to start improving our capacity for delivering fuel. So let's start that project and let's put our 4 people on it. This one's nearly done as well, so that's great. We're reducing. Okay, cool. So that's puts us in a relatively good position, because these are okay when you first start out, but now we're starting to need a bit more efficiency. They're actually quite slow and they're a bit rubbish. So we're going to oh come on. So we're going to need to improve that, I think. So you're now closed. You're now closed. You're closed. And you're closed. And you'll start probably down here. Yep, there they are. Great. People taking your break. So you're all okay. How's general aviation doing up the top here? Doing alright. What's your score like? So we can probably start looking at this infrastructure a bit more. So if we upgrade some of the stats. Then upgrade that one, upgrade that one. Maybe that one. That one. We're going to need to do all of these again when we get concrete, but what you'll notice is that the rating will go up, and then you'll have more landing, so that gives us a bit more of a scope in future episodes to expand it a bit further, so we can come down this side as well. So upgrade. Still okay. This is one where I kind of wish there was a bit of a upgrade, or you can select them from a list, but it's okay. It gives us something to do, something to fill an episode with. Go. I'm actively ignoring these up here now because I know they're going to sort themselves out over time. What I might do if it continues too long is actually set a message to say either always delay or always send away. Because I don't want to send them away because they're not boarded, but if it sorts the problem out, then that's fine. Cool. Okay, so we started our run of upgrading general aviation, so we can start to service some more aircraft coming through. In the next episode, we might build down here. We've also just extended our terminal. We're starting to get our terminal shape now into the big U that we want later on down the line, and we're starting to service some more passenger aircraft, which is great. And we're still making quite a profit. So at the moment we're all right. It's looking like it's quite good. The challenge is going to come when we start looking at the international stuff, and based on the researching, that's coming. So we can already zone the international bit here. So when we're ready, we can start transferring these gates to be international gates and seeing how that goes. But that brings us to the end of episode 5. So thank you so much for coming along, and thank you so much for being with me today. We're looking forward to episode 6. Take care. Speak to you soon.